So talk a little bit about what your characters are grappling with, this idea in a relationship about maybe taking it open, and what both of the characters are seeing in this conflict.
I'll speak from my character's perspective a little bit to start. I play Mark in the movie, and he is sort of a little bit more traditional and a little more sensitive maybe than Mary, who is this wonderful woman that he meets at the beginning of the movie. And they quickly fall in love and get married. And Mary starts thinking about the possibility of doing their marriage differently than everybody else's, in that sense that maybe they don't have to be monogamous. And yeah, I think, that's something that at first Mark was just not thinking about at all. It was not something in his mind, as far as something like he knew that's something people did, just not something that he would do, and not something that he imagined even Mary was interested in doing. So I think it just comes as a total shock to him. And it's a journey of coming to understand things about himself and about relationships, and there's a lot of growth in it, I think, for both of them, and a lot of conflict, of course, but I think conflict can breed growth, so there you go. Yeah.
I think that Mary initially, she's adventurous, and I think that she thinks that she needs change. She's getting stale in this marriage and is kind of influenced by her sister and friend, Sophia and Odessa, love them. And, thinks switching it up with an open relationship is what's going to do the trick. And as it goes on, realizes maybe she's a little bit more traditional than she thought she was. It's interesting.
Yeah. So talk about a particular scene that resonated the most with you, because I found a lot of things that were really that I really enjoyed personally. But was there a scene for each of you? Like, what was the one scene of the movie that resonated the most with you personally?
Well, when I suck Ben's finger, no, I'm just kidding. For me, I love the scene when they're talking in the restaurant about the rules the first time. I love how open they are, and I think it's so important to have conversations where you're not holding back, and that scene for me was important because I feel like it was the first time that Ben's character had been putting off talking about the open relationship, but they finally sat down and kept it super real with each other, and I loved that scene.
Yeah, I did too. That was the first one that really resonated with me. And it has this kind of thing where they're going into unknown territory in the conversation. So it's scary and it's funny, and things could get messy. They could get upset at each other in a flash. It's all very bubbling at the surface, and I related to that for sure. And then for whatever reason, I really like the scene at towards the end of the movie, where they're laying in bed with each other and they've been through a lot. And Mark makes some comment about her toenails being long and scratching him. And there's something about that where you can feel all the history, and it just sort of brings them back to that moment of.
That might be the realest scene in the
movie. But there's just that feeling of, when a couple's been through a lot and they're in a hard time, but they suddenly, that chemistry that they had in the beginning comes back for a second. Yeah.
So I was interested in that because I did think I could really sense a chemistry between you two, and that it felt really authentic. And I thought that was interesting. I mean, how did you guys create that sense of intimacy as actors? I mean, did you guys know each other previously? Did you prepare for that? Like, how did you do it?
It's so nice that people are saying, every time somebody says that, I'm so grateful, because we just got along and we didn't know each other before. And I feel so lucky that it read honestly because it felt honest. And I really appreciate you saying that. But yeah, we all just we got along really well, and Hannah gave us a stage to play and do what we felt like was true to the characters, and I think that worked very well for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all just had chemistry, which you can't totally predict, which is really lucky. But also, yeah, I just felt like it was a very committed, fun, non-judgmental space, and we were all wanting people to love these characters and realize, well, if we're not feeling the love between each other to some capacity, then it's probably not going to work as well as it could. And also, I just think it's a testament to Hannah's writing, because she was able to write these characters that just riff off of each other so well. And that, I think, really adds to the chemistry that you're seeing up there as well.
Yeah, I thought another sort of through line through the movie was sort of like a running commentary on wokeness or political correctness that was kind of pretty interesting. And there was kind of a banter back and forth between the characters grappling with like what's woke, what's not woke, like how do we deal with these issues. How did you guys feel about some of that dialogue? Was it uncomfortable for you, or was it something that you enjoyed playing with?
I wasn't uncomfortable. I feel like it was very topical, so it was easy to fall into. And yeah, I think it was very well handled very well.
Yeah, I thought it was really well written, and it felt like kind of things I've been hearing, that kind of from friends, just conversations people having and stuff like that. And there were some things that Mark said that I was like, I don't want to say that.
Yeah.
One point he calls Mary a slut pretty early on in the movie. And I was like, all right, I don't know if I would do this on a first date, but we're going there. And ultimately, when I look back at the movie and watch it, it's so cool to see these real they're important conversations, and they're real conversations that people are really having these days. And it's best not to shy away from that just because it might be a little uncomfortable or something.